They'll probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flows chew you out, ain't fair. Jordan pants.
Yeah, what up YouTube? It's your boy Another Zod back at you outside. But anyways, I know a lot of people like, damn, you know, where's the next video? And just to be honest, I have not been sitting back. I've been out there grinding. We did a few food ones. We did one yesterday that was real important. It's with the Strain Cartel. That one's going to be coming out, I think, tomorrow, which I think is I think tomorrow, which is Thursday. But I'm waiting to see when they're gonna release it. I think they're either gonna release it tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday. But either way, we're gonna drop it on the same day. Dude did me a solid. Got a good workout in with him. Almost killed me, but you know what I'm saying? I just try to bring the content to you so you guys don't always have to hear about the talking. I know it's not always nonsense that I'm talking about, but it's just, you know, I'm continue talking. And you may get tired of that. So I just want to branch out and give you something outside of just, you know, Zod to say I'm a black dude all the time. But anyways, shout out to Fly West. I think it's Fly West CNT. They do got a video out called Gentrification for the people that are into that, have asked me about that, to continue elaborating on that. He's going to give you from his side of perspective. Understand we are both the same nationality, but he will be giving you from a different perspective, because some people were unable to accept my version of it because they said who I run with, you know what I mean, whatever. And that's not to bring that back up, because most people just got past that. But and shout out to Fly Money IcyB, got a song called Still Poppin'. Go ahead and check that out. Dude had another one and I was gonna drop it on the channel, but you know what I mean, go ahead and check dude out. But like what I want to get into basically is what you need to avoid as far as a man looking for a woman when you get out. These are 5 women that you really want to avoid. And I won't even say 5, because I'm not going to go in no general order. I'm just going to come off the head and give it to you exactly how I see it. The first one that you really want to avoid is the one that's insecure. The reason I say the insecure chick is the one that you want to avoid, because those are the ones that are some of the hardest to break. Why? Because nothing you do, nothing you say, in no way that you conduct yourself will they ever be able to be secure with what you do. Some of it is generally because they're insecure with themselves. Some of them may not be as cute. Some of them might have had a tragic background. Not necessarily tragic, but just had a bad background. Maybe have got disappointed by multiple men, have been dogged out. Some of them, you know, was their fault, and some were the man's fault, you know, because you do got some that are insecure, that are just so insecure that they push away absolutely anybody that has any love for them. Them is the ones you want to avoid. The reason I say that is because no matter what you do, what you say, they will never believe what you say. They're the type that want to check your phone 24/7. They're the ones that want to know exactly everywhere you go. It's almost like the controlling ones. Avoid them by all means, especially if you're fresh out, because they're gonna keep you in a position. Those are mostly likely the ones that's gonna try to twist you when you don't go their way. And that's another one that I wanted to talk about, the controlling woman. The reason I say avoid the controlling woman, understand that it's good for a woman to want to have you near her 24/7, and understand that there's a point to where it's so excessive that you know, for the most part, when we're incarcerated, you know what I mean, we're around people 24/7. We get out, you know what I'm saying, a lot of us want that baby girl, we get her, and you want her to be on you 24/7, and you want to show her that you're on her 24/7. But in a lot of cases, you're only catering to that, you know what I mean, you're only feeding that frenzy that's going on within her brain, because there's some that are so clingy that anything you do without them is considered a bad thing. And people like that, when you're dealing with these type of chicks, understand at first it's all going to be rose petals, but when you decide to really step out, and I'm not talking about go find somebody on the street, but I'm talking about step out, go do something maybe with your friends, that catering to that sickness, because pretty much it's a sickness. When you cater to that sickness, understand that in the end it's gonna backfire on you, and you're gonna wish that you would have been a lot different. Not necessarily an asshole, but just one that was a little bit more not so reserved, willing to be able to speak your mind. Now another woman you want to understand, really want to avoid, is not the gold digger, but the money hungry chick. You know, a lot of us, we get out of jail, we ain't got nothing outside of a few family members, and they ain't really gonna do too much for you. Some of us have a greater foundation, but there's other ones that don't. So when you get out, you find that one chick that's just willing to do everything for you. Not necessarily, let me refrain from saying that. The type of chick that you get out and you see and you understand that she's flashy and all you got is that $200 and you're like, man, you know, I need to get this chick, you know what I mean? So you go out of your way. You'll spend every little piece of money you got in order to secure this. But understand, once you run out of that money, this chick is gone on you. Once she realized that all that little flashy stuff, because you know it's so easy to make it seem as if you're balling. But once that facade has faded, understand she's still going to be focused on the fact that when you had that money, what you did for her. When you're no longer able to do for her, understand that she's going to get tired and she's going to bounce, because she's going to be looking for the next guy that's going to, you know, lace her pockets, get her nails did. And we all understand, like, some nails, it don't cost nothing but $30 to get them, like the standard ones, and some people are happy with that. But understand, when you stop doing that, when you stop being that yes person and want to do anything in order to secure, understand, like paisas, they do it all the time. I know a gang of paisas used to go, hey, they used to tell me, hey, Blackie, yeah, I work all week, get my money on the weekend, I'm at the bottom, I'm drinking, I'm paying for this high-notch drink, and I whip her. And when I whip her, guess what? Soon as I take her home, I get her, you know, hey, this is your position. In a lot of cases, see, it's that facade. And then once that money's over, and if they didn't, you know, feel as if it was worth staying, you know what I mean, they bounce, because that money is gone. Basically, you wanted a wife, and that's not what she wants to be. So understand, that's a third one you gotta watch out for. Now understand, there's another one that you really gotta watch out for, and that's that thug bitch. The reason I say that thug bitch is the one that's so hood that everything has to be turned up by 10. That's not the type of chick you want to be with when you're getting out of prison. And there's a lot of good women that are hardcore, you know what I mean, just really about their man. But understand, when you refrain from, like, because at some point you get to a point you just want to kick it and you don't want to be out there thugging it all the time. This is the high that's going to have you in that type of mood, and have you, keep you pumped up. It's the type that, you know, you be in a situation, it's like you can walk away from it. You know what I mean? Like, you want to fight, but at the same time, you ain't really tripping on it. This going to be the chick that pump you up to make you murder this fool, because she feels she's already, like, excited about the people going fist to cuffs. And that's the type of chick you want to avoid when you fresh out of just any man in general. If you're that type, if you're that apex, if you're that alpha male that just, you know, you running off testosterone, that's the type of chick to avoid, because all she going to do is push you into a situation to where you actually murder somebody or hurt somebody really bad. In the end, she's gonna fold on you. She's gonna fold on you, and you're gonna be left in jail by yourself, not getting no packages, not getting nothing. Understand, she gonna break, and when you write that first letter, you might get a few responses, and after a while, it's done. She's done with you, and you stuck. You know what I'm saying? And that's a few that I would definitely avoid. Now, I ain't gonna say this the last one, but the one you really want to avoid is the one that's constantly working against you. Like, you know, you got some people in their situations, they're trying to make a good impression for certain people, and for the most part, this is the type, and let me reframe that, it's the one that always needs to win. It's the one that always needs to win the argument, always needs to stand out, the attention seeker, the one that always has to have people's eyes on them. And if they feel that the eyes on them, they're gonna do whatever they have to do to sabotage. That's the one that always has to be in the limelight. They'll play like, okay, it's cool, you know, they're trying to help you get to a certain position, but at the end of the day, they're plotting on you. They just want to see you. It's like this. They want to see you do good, but at the same time, they want you to fail, because there's an inner war going in within their own brain. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of us have run into these type of chicks. They're the same type of chick that'll tell you some shit, like they'll snitch on you if certain things. You know what I mean? Understand that any chick you get with that'll tell you that she'll snitch on you is not worth being with. Understand that. You may, and I'm not saying if you're dealing with that type of chick to sit back and take it, but just understand, sometimes you gotta abide your time. Abide your time, because if you're fresh out and you tell a chick, you know what, man, fuck you, I'm not dealing with you, I'm gonna go on about my business, understand you gonna end up back in prison. Why? Because she gonna do whatever it takes to get rid of you. And don't be dealing with the chicks that's constantly on and off. When you deal with a chick that's constantly on and off, you're never gonna be secure, because at the end of the day, when she feels cold, You know what I'm saying? You gonna get the bad end of it. When she feels hot, you gonna get the bad end of it. It's the constant, oh, I don't want to deal with you, I want to deal with you, I don't want to deal with you, I want to deal with you. Don't get used to them type of chicks, especially if you fresh out, because that's the one that's gonna fuck with your brain mentally till you go out, and you don't want to be up under their rules, so you gotta go out and do something, and you know what I mean, and it's gonna land you back in jail. And there's a lot of women out there today, not only women, there's men the same way that think the same way, but to be honest, there's more men in prison than women, and that's just, you know what I mean. But just to the average Joe on the street, these are all the women you want to avoid. And I may not did the best to elaborate or just convey my message as far as what women you want to avoid, but you get a general idea of exactly what I'm talking about. There's just some women that no matter what you do are rotten to the core, and you need to go ahead, like I said, play your position, but understand you gotta bide your time. Sit back sometimes. Don't, like me, I fly off at the hook, but I'm one of those that sit back and I observe everything. You gotta bide your time. Let them bite their own self in the ass. That's my mindset. Let them bite their own self in the ass. And then when they realize that they bit themselves in the ass so hard to where they can't patch that, then reality hits. So for the lots of that's out there, for the average guy that's out there, these are women that you really want to avoid. I got so many women that you may want to avoid, but I just want to break down a few, and not necessarily just to make a video, because I understand that there's people really out there to this day going through bullshit because they dealing with women that ain't really about shit. Don't be blinded by money. Don't rely on the chick, because if you rely on her, understand, that's another one. When you rely on somebody to the point, you know, like I said, I never was the type one to rely on nobody. In some cases you do. But my situation is different than a lot of other people. But there's chicks that you want to rely on, and they'll do everything for you in the beginning. Then the honeymoon stage over, now it's like this. Okay, you in a position to where you ain't got, when you rely on somebody, you don't get no money, you ain't out there working, you ain't trying to hustle, you ain't trying to do nothing, because you're expecting this person that you didn't whipped her or him to the point to where they're gonna take care of you the rest of their life. Understand, there is people out there that will snake you. They'll wait until they find something better, because that's the type of person they are, and then they pull the rug from up under you. Like you see it all the time with housewives that get used to a guy taking care of them, and in the end when he say fuck you, divorce you, and find that younger chick, you stuck without a rock in a hard place. And you probably didn't burn every bridge in your family because they knew this particular person wasn't shit, but you chose to go with it because you got comfortable being taken care of. Avoid this. When you get out of jail, do rely on people that you gotta rely on, but to a certain extent, because if you get caught up, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? Understand that these are women and men that you need to avoid at all costs. And I'm your boy Zod, and trust me, I've been through so much shit. And these gray hairs ain't for nothing. But understand, at the end of the day with your boy Zod, I observe. I watch everything, and we abide our time. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you're one of the ones that's going through that and you're dealing with these crazy ass chicks, just abide your time. You know what I mean? And eventually, shit will go the way it's supposed to go. And on that note, I'm your boy Zod. And be looking out for the Straight Cartel video that I got coming up, and then a few food videos that I want to bring out, so give you an idea of what I do and that workout one that I promised. And on that note, I'm your boy Zod. I'm gone.
I hop on the beat and you know I'ma kill it. My nigga lose schools, you know that they drilling. I run up.
Kneel before Zod.